Join me, 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty, on my podcast, My Life of Crime, as I take on true crime investigations like no other. This season, I'm looking into the labyrinth of crime and secrets within families. I'm cutting straight to the evidence and talking to the people directly involved, including investigators and the families of victims. Listen to My Life of Crime with Erin Moriarty wherever you get your podcasts.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show, and in today's episode, so I wanted to talk on Air Jordan 1s. I think I'm going to do a series of podcast episodes where I talk on different sneakers and stuff. Not even more so the origins, but it's kind of like a podcast review, that, and then just, my best memories with sneakers and stuff. And I actually wanted to start off with the first ever pair of Jordans that I've ever purchased for myself. And that's just the good old-fashioned Air Jordan 1. I'm like, nah, man, it's like Air Jordan 1s, in my opinion, is probably... even though I love Air Jordan 11s, Air Jordan 1s, in my opinion, will probably be the more affordable and more findable Air Jordan. I mean, like with all other Air Jordans, you can easily find them like from reseller websites. Then, if you just go to the stores and stuff, Foot Locker, Champs, Finish Line, Chic, I don't know, because I just recently seen a video about Chic, and I'm like, I don't know about doing business with them, but I'm like, hey, wherever you can find a pair of Air Jordan 1s, like, it's just one of those shoes where it's like, if you are wanting to get into sneakers, I feel like that's the best shoe to start off with. Now, even though it was Air Jordan 1s was one of the first shoes that I started off with when I got into sneakers, but it wasn't the first shoe that I ever purchased when I got into sneakers, so I guess, but it was the first Air Jordan that I ever did purchase when I got into sneakers and stuff, so... But, no, man, let's overall go ahead and talk, because there's multiple different types of Air Jordan 1s. So they got the Air Jordan 1 lows, mids, high top, and I think OG high tops. They got these ones called KO. They got the React ones. I'm trying to think what other Air Jordan ones that they got like a gang of Air Jordan ones, because I'm saying, bro, it's insane on how many Air Jordan ones is out there, and that's just on the different like model types. With colors, oh, bro, like the list goes on. They have it where they do like Air Jordans where they will have it where it's like, okay, so like let's say if the color scheme for it in like the certain parts of the Jordan is like blue and black, they will reverse it and have it where it's like black and blue, if that makes sense to you and stuff. So, but no, they'll do stuff like that. They will, like even with the shoelaces, they'll change that. They have like, and then the comfort one. So there's like 7 different models of Jordans and stuff. And I think the only ones that I haven't tried were the KOs. But I'm like, I've tried each and every other pair of Air Jordan 1s and stuff. And I'm like, and the funny thing is in my opinion, they all feel the same. They don't feel like different Jordans. They all feel the same in my opinion. I'm like, no, I've had like even the React ones. So like if you guys know about like React cushioning with other Nike shoes, so they added that on the Air Jordan 1s, but it didn't even feel any different. Like I remember walking in those shoes not too long ago, and I was like, bruh, this don't feel like cushiony or bouncy or anything like other React shoes and stuff. No, they just feel like normal shoes in my opinion. Or they feel like normal Air Jordan 1s. So I'm like, I don't know what to make of that, but I'm like, maybe they should have added more React cushioning to it, or had it where it didn't feel so stiff, because it was like, it honestly, in my opinion, it just felt like an Air Jordan 1, like a regular Air Jordan 1 and stuff. But anyways, but no, the first ever pair of Air Jordans that I've ever purchased were mids. And it's funny because I know everybody was all like, they always say that about like Air Jordan 1 mids, is that mids are like the worst Air Jordan 1s of all time. Like it's the mids and the low tops. If you ask me, I love both mids and low tops. If if I had some like contract deal or something with Nike and they was like, okay, well you can only work on low tops. It's funny because I will 100% take that offer. I'm like, no, that ain't even something. I'm like, okay, what you want me to do? Come out with new technology? Come out with new? I'm like, bro, I came out with a patent leather, a suede, a freaking different color schemes. I came out with so many different the ideas that I have like that I could come up with. It's insane. I can come up with ideas like nothing. So they gave me that deal. I'm like, oh, 100% I taking that deal. But no, it's funny because people will say that they hate Air Jordan 1 lows, but they show so much love to Travis Scott in his Air Jordan 1 lows. And I'm like, I don't get that. I don't get how it's like you guys like, yeah, I guess like, it's Travis Scott. It's, it's a big shoe and things. But overall, I'm like, that shoe ain't no different than any other. Yeah, the material is going to most likely be different, but they can easily come out with an Air Jordan 1, right? That kind of looks somewhat similar to, no, I think they did. Not too long ago, they did. They came out with an Air Jordan 1 that looked somewhat similar. It seemed like that's what it should have been. It should have been a Travis Scott shoe, but it was actually from this basketball player named Zion Williamson, where, in my opinion, because, no, I didn't get the Air Jordan 1 lows. I got his Zion Williamson, his versions of Jordans, because he signed with the Jordan brand, so it was the Zion 2s. I had got them and I'm like, fam, these look like these should be a pair of Travis Scott shoes. I remember even saying that when I very first had seen the shoe. So I'm like, and so he came out with one. And I think the shoes they did sell out because I was like, I don't remember seeing them on the Nike app anymore. But it's funny because like most people is most likely thinking, oh, this looks like a Travis Scott shoe. I'm gonna go and wear this out in public. Like my thing is this: I've been a sneakerhead for a while now. I know how sneakerheads think, and I know exactly what people were thinking when they went out and most likely bought those shoes. They gonna try to play it off like, oh yeah, these are these new Travis Scotts, and they ain't gonna go out and say it, but they know that that's probably what people are thinking if they don't really know too much about shoes. But I'm like, I feel like if you know anything about Travis Scott shoes, you're gonna know about other shoes and stuff. Like, you're a sneakerhead, bro. So, but anyways, but no, overall though, it's like, yeah, I love mids. Like, mids, in my opinion, because for one, it was the first shoe, but I'm like, at one point in time, it was a very affordable Air Jordan. Like, if they would have just had a store of just nothing but Air Jordan 1 mids, that probably would have been half of my sneaker collection right then and there. Because I'm like, nah, because I still have the first pair of Air Jordan 1 mids that owned, or that I had purchased, and there's these like blue, it was like the royal blue, but it had like this paint splatter on it and stuff. Thought it was pretty cool, but anyways, it was funny because I didn't even know about like high top Air Jordans and all that stuff when I very first had bought those shoes. So I had bought those shoes because no, it was funny because so they had an actual pair of royal blues at that time being, because I think they had just released or retroed a pair of, or it was like a re-release of some retros. I don't know how many times they had released the actual royal blues, like the OG high top royal blues, but no, so they overall had released that, and then they released the mids at the same time. Now, if I most likely would have seen those mids, I most likely would have bought the royal blues. But no, what was funny, because I seen the mids and was like, well, I like how those look more. I'm getting those. I like that because it has the paint splatter. I like my shoes a little bit weirder and stuff. I don't like my shoes just plain or basic. Now I can, now I like shoes that are plain and basic. I don't mind wearing plain and basic shoes, but at the time being, I still kind of had like that fashion sense to me. Now I don't even really care about it. I'm like, hey, whatever I see that that it seems like I could give it the approval, I'm gonna get it. So I'm like, I really don't be like, talking on clothes real quick. Yeah, my fashion, it's gone. I'm like, I've gotten to that point in time in my life where I'm like, if I do get into any fashion, I'm probably just gonna be wearing like suits or something. But if not that, then yeah, it's Adidas sweats, hoodies, t-shirts. Like that's all that I care about right now. So, but anyways, but no, it was funny because I seen the royal blues. They were sitting right next to them, and most likely, well, then again, I'm like, it seems like every time when I go into like Champs or Foot Locker, and this was Champs, seems like every time they just be having a size 8 just sitting on the shelf. And I'm like, why do you guys get so many size 8s? And why is there not enough people in the area getting this size 8? Because it's funny, that shoe was sitting on the shelf for I don't know how long, and I know it wasn't no size 10. It couldn't have been no size 10 sitting on the shelf for that long. I've seen size 10s literally leave stores like as soon as people walk in. Like size 10s go out fast, bro. So I seen it and it was sitting there for a while, and I was like, bruh, I mean, I could have gotten it, but I was like, nah, man. So I ended up, that was like the one time an opportunity I could have had a pair of Royal Blues, and I did it. I let the shoes go, and I was like, wow, all right, well, hey, just an opportunity that I missed out on. I'm like, I should have been thinking. But at the time when you're just getting into sneakers and stuff, you ain't really thinking about like what shoe you're getting and stuff. You're getting what you like and things. So anyways, so yeah, I still like my mids. Like, don't get me wrong, like I like all different types of Air Jordan 1s, but I think mids is always gonna have a place in my heart. Like, if there were one pair of Air Jordans that I can collaborate with, it definitely would be mids, because I'm like, bruh, I don't know why people, they hate mids so much, and it's like, mids ain't did nothing to you. They still have, my thing is this, when I look at my mids, like, because I got like a pair out right now, and it's like, when I look at them, I don't see nothing wrong with them, because I'm like, I still see the same thing that I see when I very first bought them, and I see that is a dope looking shoe. So I'm like, it trips me out though when people, when they they have their ill feelings to say about like mids or anything else. I'm like, look, bruh, them shoes gonna stay on like on the shelf for you. Will not like on the shelf, but they gonna just stay with me for a while and stuff. But they gonna most likely be on the shelf because I'm like, that's my first pair of Air Jordan 1s and things. So. But, yeah, then it just seemed like throughout the time, like, I was just, like, any pair of Air Jordan 1s that I seen, I was like, nah, I gotta get them and stuff. So, trying to think, what are some other stories that I have of some Air Jordan 1s? I can't really think of no other stories. I can tell you, though, the last big purchase that I did make, and it's the most expensive shoe in my closet right now. It's the most expensive, shoe that I've ever purchased in life history. It's like, even when I've bought 2 pairs of shoes in one day, still, these shoes, most expensive. And it's a pair of Air Jordan 1s. There's the recent Air Jordan 1s to release. But yes, the lost and found Air Jordan 1s. Oh my god, bruh. Man, I'm telling you, like, because it was funny because I honestly knew that I wasn't going to get those shoes. I wasn't going to get them like how most people was going to, and that's just going, because no, so here's the thing. If I'm going to talk on sneakers real quick, let's talk on the app named Sneakers, the most broken app that I think I've ever used. So, they're like, oh, you gotta go on that app, and on top of that, you've had to miss like 20 previous like Air Jordan 1 releases or some stuff like that just to reserve a pair of those shoes. I'm like, look, man, all this reservation stuff, I'm not feeling that. If I have the $200, okay, to purchase these shoes, take my money, send me out a size 10. I probably could have went up half a size in those shoes now thinking about it, because I'm like, no, it's crazy with Air Jordan 1s. I honestly feel like that either them shoes done got smaller or my feet has gotten bigger. But either way, I'm like, nah, bro. With these last Air Jordan 1s that I purchased, I'm like, I could have. And it's funny because I just recently picked up a pair of Air Jordan 2s. And I'm like, just to play it safe, I went up half a size because I was like, nah, bruh. I'm like, I got these Air Jordan 1s and they don't feel like tight, but it has like a fit to it where it's like my toe is like right there on like the other end of the shoe. And I like my shoes with a little bit of space in it and stuff. So, that's just how I rock shoes. I like my shoes where it's like not too much space, but just enough space to where it's like, okay, I can, like, just like wear them and be comfortable in them and stuff. But no, so anyways, but with these lost and found 1s that just recently came out, I knew for a fact that I wasn't going to get them off of the Sneakers app, because the Sneakers app, for me at least, is broken. I don't know why it's broken, but it's broken. Every time when I try getting onto that app, they ask me to choose a language. I choose English, United States. Then for some reason, an error message pops up. I can't use the app. So then what's upsetting is that I'm like, okay, I will go on the website. It directs me back to the app. So in order to use to go on the website, I gotta use the app. And I'm like, bruh, I don't want to use the app. The app is broken. I want to use the regular Nike app or go on a website on a computer where I know is going to work. I don't know what. And so I know people are like, oh, well, maybe it's your phone. Bruh, it did this on my last phone. So I'm like, maybe it's a Samsung Galaxy thing. Maybe I need me because I'm trying to think. I think I did have the sneakers app on when I had an iPhone, and I don't remember it messing up on there. So I'm like, you mean to tell me that I gotta go get me an iPhone just to have it where I'm able to get me some? No, bro. I'm like, that's doing way too much work, and I'm like, I ain't even trying to fool with that. So I'm like, that ain't gonna happen. So yeah, I ended up going on GOAT. Bought me a pair of lost and found ones. Was nervous because I'm like, bruh, I really don't want to get, because no, it was crazy. So when I had got those Zion 2s, I ordered them, right? I ordered them, and then FedEx was like, oh, the shoes got damaged, so therefore we're sending them back. And then all of a sudden, I get a notification from FedEx talking about, oh, the shoes was delivered. Huh? What you mean the shoes were delivered? I'm like, I checked my door 3 times. I ain't seen no shoes in that area. And I'm like, so either the shoes were delivered or the shoes got damaged. Which one had happened? And I'm like, nah. And it's funny because Nike, they even had sent me an email saying that the shoes were damaged and that they were being sent back. And then FedEx is talking about like, oh, well, this. I'm like, no, I ain't hearing that. I'm all like, nah, somebody out here playing games. I'm like, ain't no way possible them shoes. And I'm like, nah, it's most likely somebody thinking that they were a pair. Because it does kind of look like it could be a Travis Scott shoe. The Zion 2s. So like at least the ones that I got, like there's these like brown ones that came out not too long. It was like, I think they call them like Voodoo or something like that. And yeah, overall I was like, it does kind of come off as like a Travis Scott shoe. So whoever it was that stole my shoes, it was definitely a FedEx employee that stole my shoes. But whoever it was, most likely seen that it was a pair of shoes or felt that it was a pair of shoes if it came in like a package box or whatever. And yeah, and FedEx, they most likely the person shook and was like, oh, these sound like a pair of shoes. I'm gonna go ahead and take them and stuff. And that's what I was afraid of when I was getting my Air Jordan 1, the lost and founds, because I'm like, bro, I know a lot of these shoes are going around right now. I don't want these shoes to get stolen because some FedEx employee is broke and they can't go out and buy the shoes themselves. And I'm like, now they feel like they need to go out and take somebody else's shoes. I'm like, nah, bruh, I ain't with that. So yeah, that with these pair of shoes, I'd like, with the amount of money I spent on them, I was like, no, if I had to go all the way up to that FedEx facility and be all like, hey, look, I don't care if the shoes are damaged, just give me my shoes, I will fix them myself. If they're all like, oh, well, I ain't trying to hear it. I'm like, either give me my shoes or I'm calling up somebody and being like, you guys is holding my shoes in a hostage situation. I'm like, it's either you give me my shoes or I'm going crazy. And I'm like, it's like your only 2 options and stuff. Because I'm like, look, somebody here got my shoes and I ain't hearing no stuff where the shoes got damaged. I'm like, you guys are literally trained and workers to make sure this type of stuff don't happen. Why is it happening? And I'm like, nah, bro, I ain't even hearing that. So it's like, just go ahead, give me my shoes, and we could go on about our business and stuff. Because I'm like, all that damaged stuff. And the thing is this. So what's crazy is that, talking on those Zion 2s real quick. So what's crazy is that when they had sent me email, both Nike and FedEx, they sent me notifications and emails saying that the shoes were damaged. Okay, cool. I ain't gonna trip about it. I'm like, most likely I'm gonna get my money back or get another pair of shoes, wherever the situation is, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, go and I'm checking FedEx. I think I refreshed the page just to see what it would have done or if it had changed or anything. And then it said delivered. And I'm like, that don't make no sense. I look outside, I looked outside my house 3 different times. I ain't seen nothing. So I contact Nike and I'm like, hey, look, FedEx just sent me a thing saying that the shoes were delivered. You sent me a letter saying that the shoes was damaged. What's going on? All right. And then, yeah, that's when they, Nike, and I'm all like, hey, major shout out to Nike. Nike, in my opinion, has the best customer service that I think I've ever dealt with. I'm like, no, you guys honestly came through, and they sent me, for no extra charge, they sent me another pair of Zion 2s, and I'm like, Nike, just always know that you guys are appreciated, all right? Because yeah, I'm like, whatever FedEx had going on, I'm like, I wasn't dealing with that. I'm like, nah, man, that's crazy. So, but anyways, yeah, man. But I like how I was like talking on Air Jordan 1s, but I just started going like, I talked on Air Jordan 2s, I talked on Zion 2s. I don't know, man. I'm like, but anyways. Shout out and major love to everybody behind the Air Jordan 1, whether it was the lows, mids, comforts, OG high tops. I think they got one that's just called high tops. The KOs, Reacts, any other Air Jordan 1s out there, the patent leather ones and stuff. I mean, that's still considered like a high top, but regardless, whatever it is, shout out to each and every person that's behind the Air Jordan 1. It's honestly one of the most unique and dopest shoes to ever exist. Should you go out and buy you a pair of Air Jordan 1s? Yes. That shouldn't even be a question. Yes, you should 100% go out and buy you an Air Jordan 1. Because if you don't have one, then it's like, bruh, I feel like if you're trying to start a sneaker collection, it don't even matter what pair of Air Jordan 1s that you have. You just got to have one. All right, so. But anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on a podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 43 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. Make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Also, if you're purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.